comfortable seated position, we'll place our hands on our knees and close the eyes. Keeping our palms soft, the arms hanging loosely, allowing the shoulders to feel relaxed. Back of the neck long, and feeling the central channel from the crown of the head to the base of the tailbone. I'd like to do a little bit of visualization today in regards to our breath. And so with our exhale, we'll imagine that our breath is pouring over the front side of our body. With our inhale, it comes up around the tailbone and over the crown of the head, back to the third eye. We exhale like a waterfall forward. And inhale along the spine, up the back, over the crown of the head, to the third eye. And to take it a little bit deeper, if you feel comfortable, seeing if you can make the number of seconds in your inhales and exhales equal. So choosing number like 4, 6, or 8, and exhaling to that number, and then inhaling to the same number. Allowing ourselves to find a bit of balance between the front and back side of the body, the inhales and the exhales. I don't think I'm stepping too out of line if I say a lot of us are trying to find a little bit of balance in our life right now. And then we can begin with this body and with this breath. With our next inhale, we'll sweep our arms up to the sky. We'll bring our palms to touch, and we'll exhale the hands to the heart space. With the backs of the thumbs against the breastbone, I invite you to dedicate your practice. The energy of this practice being sent to our dedication at the end of the practice, take a big inhale. And exhale, release, sealing that dedication. And then once more, we'll inhale the arms up to the sky, and we'll bring the palms to touch at the top. With our exhale, we'll Om. Eventually allowing the hands to come back to the heart space. If you're going to be following along with the Spotify playlist, I'm going to start it now. And from here, we'll bring the soles of our feet to touch. In Baddha Konasana, a butterfly pose, and just a gentle leaning forward. So this is probably our first yoga pose of the day, or we're just getting warmed up, obviously, so we're not taking it to our deepest level. We're just allowing a nice warm up of the low back and the glutes. So yeah, if you want to sway side to side, allow yourself to feel a bit of waking up in the side body as you sway. Then we'll bring the hands over towards the right, planting left hand on top of the right hand. Now you walk those hands over to the opposite side. And walk the hands back to the center and bring them back. So you can switch your legs up to a way of seating that's more comfortable for you, or you could keep them in Baddha Konasana. We'll reach our right fingertips out and drop our left ear to our left shoulder. Opposite hand can just rest on our knee. So if you want to bring a bit more tension to this pose, you can bring your hand to the opposite side of the head and just a gentle pressure. Keep the jaw soft. We'll release the head, drop the chin towards our chest. Right hand back to our right knee. Roll the shoulders back. And roll them forward. And we'll come to the opposite side, ear towards shoulder. Fingertips reach out. And maybe our hand to the opposite side of the head. We'll release the head, place both hands on the knees, exhale, round the spine. Inhale, return to a neutral spine, and we'll begin to roll out the upper body. So if you really want to find some loosening in that low back, allow yourself to pause. Like when I'm over to the side, I really feel it here in my QLs. So pause, breathe. And then take it to the opposite side. We'll bring our chest forward, reaching out nice and long here, and exhale like you're pressing yourself up. Roll the spine. Roll the shoulders up and back. And we'll come to tabletop position from here. Let's warm up those shoulders a little bit. So let's bring the right arm out towards the right side of wherever you are, and then bring it underneath to thread the needle through. Left arm can reach forward. Some of you might want to lift up your leg, your opposite leg from your arm, to find some balance. So that would be your left leg. Hand back to underneath our shoulder. We'll come back up. Release our arm out. Give it a little wiggle there. And then we'll do it to the opposite side. So left arm reaches out. Left arm underneath. Cheek to the mat. Shoulder to the mat. Breathing into the space behind the scapula. Left leg can reach up, attempting the balance. Hand back to underneath the shoulder, and we'll reach out. Coming back up. Beautiful work. From here, just do a couple rounds of cat and cow, warming up the rest of the spine, especially the thoracic spine. So allowing the heart to lift with the inhale, spreading collarbones wide, and we exhale, dropping that chest, finding the space between the scapula. And eventually allow it to take you to your first downward facing dog. So on that exhale, you'll tuck the toes under and lift the hips up and back and move to a down dog. Pressing the mat away with the hands so that the spine stays long, sit bones up to the sky. So checking in, both hands evenly pressed into the mat. The knees can be bent, especially if you're feeling tight in the backside of the body, but the heels are energetically drawing towards the mat. Sit bones lifting up towards the sky. We'll inhale, lift our right leg high to the sky. And we'll exhale our right knee towards our chest, right foot in between the hands, and drop your left knee down. And we're going to angle our left shin, taking our Captain Morgan's pose. Bringing your arms out, Warrior Two style. So it's just like Warrior Two, except we're on our back knee instead of our back foot. Bring the hands to the back of your head, clasping here. With your exhale, draw your knee towards your elbow, and then draw it back up. So we're working our oblique here. You can always double up the mat underneath the left knee if this feels a little intense. We'll return to our Warrior Two and begin to drop your back hand to the mat. Lifting up your right leg and right arm. Reach right fingertips forward. Exhale, elbow to knee. So again, we're finding some core strength here and a bit of stability and balance. You might feel your glutes supporting you on the left leg. We'll begin to drop that right foot back down to the mat and then come back to that modified Warrior Two. Cartwheel the hands to the mat, framing the right foot. Now we'll shift our left foot back to the mat and lift up the right leg. Left arm reaches forward. Exhale, elbows to knee. Really drawing in, feeling the core engaged. Inhale long. After our next one, we'll hold it here. Left arm reaches forward, right toes point down. Elbow, or I'm sorry, that's a belly button. Belly button to spine. Left hand can come down. We'll tuck the toes under on the left foot. Right leg can come down too. We'll return to downward facing dog. From here, we'll lift our left leg up. Exhale, knee in towards chest. Left foot in between the hands. Right knee comes down and we angle the right shin. Up into your modified Warrior Two once more. So again, finding the angle of the shin that feels best for you. You can double up the mat underneath. Hands behind the head, clasping. Exhale. Elbow to knee. We'll return to our Warrior Two. Dropping right hand towards the back of your mat. You might have to shift your shin there on the mat, lifting up left leg up to the sky. Left fingertips reach forward, and we exhale, elbows to knee. Inhale, long, long. Dining room table is in the way. We'll lengthen out here. Slowly begin to drop the left foot down to the mat. You can find length through side body. And inhale back to that modified warrior two. Exhaling, hands down to the mat. Shifting your right shin. And lifting left leg long behind you. Now right arm reaches out like you're trying to shake someone's hand, but we're not doing that right now. And exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale long. After this next inhale, hold it there. Find length, find strength. Right hand down, left toes can curl, maybe right foot comes back down also, and we take our downward facing dog. We'll take a walk to the space in between our hands to hang out in a forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, we sway side to side. Drop hands down to the mat, bend into the knees, and slowly roll it up. Arms resting alongside the body. Firmly rooted into your feet, onto whatever mat you're standing on. Lifted through the crown of the head, finding the balance between grounding and lifting. Exhaling, imagining that waterfall from the front side of the body. Inhale, coming up the backside towards the third eye. Our next inhale finds our arms floating up to the sky. And our exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, we give our half lift with a nice strong spine, a nice strong core. And exhale, plant the hands onto the mat. Step back, high plank pose. So I know many of you already have a practice. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga here. Cobra or upward facing dog with the inhale. Exhaling our downward facing dog. Lifting up the heels, bending the knees. Exhale, make your way to the front of the mat. Fingertips to the mat or hands to shins. We inhale half, lift shoulders away from our ears. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the mat or to the heart. We pause here. Inhaling. Exhaling. Next inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale with your half lift. Move through your vinyasa of choice. Beautiful work. Inhale, lift up those heels, bend the knees, and exhale, make your way to the front of the mat. Picking up the pace just a little bit. We inhale, half lift. Forward folding exhale. Inhale, sweep arms up. Palms come to touch, and we exhale to heart space. One more Sane. Move with your own breath here. Inhale, lift up the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, hop, or float to the space in between the hands. Half lifting, inhale. Exhaling, forward fold. Bend into knees, sweep arms up to the sky. We're in chair pose. Exhale, open up towards the right, arms wide. Knees in alignment with each other. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale to the opposite side, keeping heart space open, knees in alignment. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, move through vinyasa or press to downward facing dog. We'll lift our right leg high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose and right foot in between the hands. Inhale, sweep up, crescent lunge. So left leg is coming back. Right knee's over our right ankle, arms up. We exhale, open up the arms to the right. Inhale, sweep up. Now a little bit awkward here, but open up the arms to the left. Inhale to the center. We exhale, drop the chest and open the arms. Long from our tailbone through the crown of the head, chin slightly draw towards the sternum. Right glute is fired up. From here, shift your gaze slightly forward and launch into your warrior three. Standing on the right leg, left leg will lift. Begin to reach your right arm forward. So here we're finding our balance. With our leg lifted, our opposite arm reaching forward. Navel engaged, strong gaze to help you with the balance. Stepping your left foot forward to meet the right foot. Inhale, arms up to the sky, chair pose. Now hands to the heart space here and we twist to the right. Elbow outside of our thigh, palms pressing into each other. Weight in the heels and the toes lifted if possible. Feeling nice and strong in your legs, stable in your core. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. And exhale, dive forward. Inhale with your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands to move through your vinyasa. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up to the sky, heel extended long behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, left foot in between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Back heel extends back, we're low in our lunge, lifted through our arms. Exhale, open up to the left. Inhale, sweep towards the center. And exhale, open to the right. Again, maybe feels a little awkward. Inhale through the center again. We drop the chest, open the arms, like we're about to take flight. Not quite yet. Again, nice and strong in our glute, long in our torso and strong in our spine. Then we can launch into our warrior three. Standing leg can have a micro bend. Lifted heel is extending towards the wall or window behind you. And we reach our left arm forward, helping with our balance. Bend into the standing leg, step your foot forward. Inhale, chair pose. Hands to heart space. Exhale, over to the left. Hooking elbow outside of thigh. So seeing if you can avoid elbow on knee. We'll inhale, arms up. And exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands and move through that vinyasa. Beautiful work. Let's pause here and take 3 deep inhales and exhales. So you can visualize the same as we did before. This time the exhales are traveling sort of an upward motion. And the inhale's in a downward motion along the spine. Well, with our inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhaling, curling in knee to nose, right foot in between the hands. Pivot the back heel to the mat. We inhale to warrior two now. Right knee and right toes pointed forward. Left toe slightly turned in from the left heel, long in the arms. We'll bring the hands to the back of the head again, clasping the back of the head. Draw the low ribs in towards the spine. Feel strong in the core, and exhale, coming forward. And returning back to your neutral spine. So a bit of oblique work here. We'll inhale, return to actually a reverse warrior. So unfurling the arms, right arm reaches up and back, left arm can reach along the low back. Come a little lower in your lunge. We bring our gaze forward, and we're gonna launch into half moon here. So right hand underneath right shoulder, maybe to a block or support, book, can of soup. Left arm can reach high, or left hand can be on the left hip. What we want to feel here is the right hip rolling underneath the left hip to open the pelvis and the chest open towards the long edge of the mat. A micro bend in the knee is fine. We'll bend into right knee, step back, warrior two. Lengthen out the right leg, reach the right fingertips back. And exhale into triangle pose. So if you had a support underneath your arm, hand, and half moon, you can use it here in triangle. We'll reach the left arm forward. Maybe we reach the right arm forward. So really supported in that core. Keeping our chest open. Inhale, warrior two. Let's open up towards the long edge of the mat. Toes are going to be slightly pigeon-toed, heels turned out. Clasp the hands behind you. Exhale, fold it forward. See if you can keep the weight rolled towards the balls of the feet. Grounded through the outer edges of the feet. We'll place the hands down on the mat, underneath the shoulders, and just begin to rock forward and back. Some of you will start to lift up the heels as you rock forward. Some of you might even be interested in kicking up the legs a little bit as you roll forward. So you really press the feet and hands into the mat and see if you can kick up the legs. Now, for those who aren't me, you may be able to press all the way up into a handstand. But I will not be demoing that for you today. Maybe next week. We'll turn all the toes towards the front edge of the mat. Plant the hands and move through your vinyasa of choice, or press the downward facing dog. Left leg lifts with an inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Curling in, we plant the left foot in between the hands. Inhale to warrior two. So same things here. We want the left knee over the left ankle, right toe slightly turned in with the left heel slightly turned out, long inside body. But we're gonna clasp the hands on the back of the head again. Exhale, coming forward with that elbow. Inhale, back to neutral spine. So this movement could be subtle. It can be really pronounced. Your practice, your body, do what feels best. Our next inhale, we'll take it all the way to reverse warrior. Coming a little bit lower in our lunge, I like to take the bind around the low back. Some of you might like to keep the hand down the back leg. We shift our gaze forward and launch into half moon. Left hand under left shoulder or on a support. Right arm on hip or up to the sky. Again, seeing if you can roll the left femur under just slightly to open the pelvis and side body towards the long edge of the mat. We'll bend into left knee, step it back. Inhale, reverse your triangle pose. Exhale to triangle pose. So finding length from that left sit bone to the left big toe, little bend in the left leg, right arm up to the sky to begin. Perhaps you want to reach it forward. Perhaps you want to reach the left arm forward. Inhale to warrior two. Again, we'll come out to the long edge of the mat, pigeon toeing. Let's bring our hands to our hip points. Exhale up and over your hip points into forward fold. So let's take some options here. You can rock side to side. You can clasp the hands again. Maybe you reach out long for the outer edges of your feet or big toes. Sit bones up to the sky. If you're interested in that core work again, you can plant the hands to the mat under the shoulders and begin to rock forward and back, potentially lifting the feet. Beautiful work. Let's all point our toes towards the front of our mat. Plant those hands and move through your vinyasa of choice. I haven't given you a break, huh? Let's take a big inhale and exhale to a child's pose. Water break. Arms resting alongside the body or reaching out long, or prayer position over the back of the head. So as we pause, find the balance here between inhales and exhales again. Between the right and left side. And the front and the back of the body. We'll reach the arms forward, spread the fingers wide, and return to our downward facing dog. With your next exhale, walk, hop, or float to the space in between your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees. Again, planted in those heels. We inhale, chair pose. Hands to heart space. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep grounded through the right foot, palms pressed into each other. Lift up the left foot if possible. So you're gonna lift the left heel up towards your left glute. Maybe you can extend it long for a little bit of a twisted warrior three. We'll bend into the left knee, set that right foot down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, lean forward, opening the arms. Now we'll stand up tall on the mat. Left knee in line with our left hip. Bringing hands to heart space. To begin, point your left knee down and grab the inside of your left foot with your left hand. Staying here, Natrajasana, dancer pose, or finding the balance between reaching forward and kicking back. This is a nice pose where we can bring that visualization again, exhaling along the front side of the body. Inhale as we lift up and reach out. We'll release back to standing. Inhale, bring the feet out wide. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Rock side to side. Releasing your hold on the big toes, we'll heel toe the feet together. Bend into the knees, sweep the arms up to the sky. Chair pose once more. So weight in heels, long inside body, hands to heart space. Exhale, twist to the left. Elbow outside of our thigh, palms pressing into each other. Navel towards the spine to help you with your balance, lifting up your right heel towards the right glute. So you could stay here. Some of you may prefer to kick it all the way back. Bending into left knee, we'll plant the back foot and come into crescent lunge. Exhale, drop the chest. Flying lunge here. Inhale, standing up tall on left foot, right knee in line with right hip. Arms to come up first. We draw navel to spine. Then bring hands to heart space. Point our knee towards the mat. Grab the inside of our foot with our hand. And we can begin to kick out and reach forward. Dancer pose. Again, finding that equal breath. Inhale, stand up tall, release it all out. Arms reach up. So let's come out a little bit more wide now. Point your toes out. Exhale, come into a wide-legged squat. So you can take those cactus arms. The hands can rest on your hips. They can rest on your thighs. Take the arm variation that you like. You can sway side to side. We'll reach it up tall, 5-pointed star. Now, bring your feet in a little bit more. A little bit more. I can see you, yeah. And we'll exhale, fold it forward. Hands now underneath the feet. So palms underneath the feet. Gaze somewhere along the legs. And find softness. Find a bit of release in the shoulders and the wrists and the head and neck. All right. From here, we'll release it all out and slowly roll it up. Inhale, roll the shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, roll them back and down. Standing at attention at the top of the mat. Soften the jaw, soften the face. Exhale, finding your breath traveling along the front side of the body. Inhale, lifting along the back side. Soften the back side of the body. Exhale, allow yourself to find grounding through the feet. Inhale, lifting. From here, we'll open up the eyes and we'll just bend into our knees, coming onto the mat. And I'm going to shift my camera a little bit closer here as I take it to the floor. So just give me a moment. There we go. So from here, we'll come on to, actually, let's take a camel pose. So let's stand up tall on our knees. Oh, my head's cut off. Go back to where I was. So your knees are going to be about hip distance apart. I like to place 2 fists in between my knees to help me here. Bring the backs of the hands towards the hips. With your inhale, allow the hips to come forward, the heart to lift. The hands can stay on the low back. Some of you may like to drop your hands towards your heels. So if you have blocks, you can place blocks underneath your hands. Come up on an inhale. So we inhale, release up. Exhale, sit back. Place hands onto the knees, exhale, round. Inhale, come forward. So do that again, exhaling, rounding. Inhaling forward. We'll stand up tall on the knees again. So if you have blocks or supports you'd like to place off to the side, feel free. We come into camel pose on an inhale. Keep the heart lifted, so if we have a sensitive low back, perhaps your back bend is just slightly drawing the hips forward. What you want to feel is opening in the front body, shoulders rolling back, gaze up. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, we sit back. And this time we drop the chest in between the thighs, arms alongside the body. We'll place the hands underneath the shoulders and start to kind of peel ourselves up and come to take a seat on the mat. So we'll do the great low back stretch of yoga. We'll bring the right leg out long and the left heel pointed in. So again, this might not be the most comfortable thing for you. If you have a prop, you want to sit up underneath the sit bones, please feel free. We're going to place our right forearm to the inside of our right leg. If you have a prop to place underneath the forearm, feel free, and then we'll bring the left arm up and over. As we get into side body, so feeling your inhales expand the ribs. Now slowly drop that arm down, that left arm down. We're gonna shift our torso over the leg and exhale round. So you might feel a shift in where you feel the sensation from side body to more of our lower back. Get a little anatomy nerdish on you right now. The quadratus lumborum is the muscle that joins our ribs to our hips. And when you sit a lot, it can become short. And this is where a lot of our low back pain comes from. So this is a nice pose to get into that muscle. We'll start to slowly roll it up. Place the hands behind you and switch up the legs. So we'll take side body first, so left arm to inside of left leg or on a prop. Right arm reaches up and over. So this pose is just to help us find some space in the ribs and those obliques that we worked earlier. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it's all connected. And so when we are able to open up more space around our diaphragm, we're allowed to take deeper breaths. We'll start to drop that hand down to the mat and shift our upper body over the leg. And we'll slowly come back up. Let me check the time to see how much time I got left here. Oh, beautiful. Let's place the soles of our feet together. Coming into Baddha Konasana, just like we did at the beginning of class, and we'll exhale, fold it forward. So maybe you remember how it felt at the beginning of class compared to how it feels now. But again, if you want to find a bit of movement in the spine, rocking side to side, feel free. We'll come up to seated. Hook your peace sign fingers and your big toes. And because we're home, no one's around, let's have some fun. Let's see what happens when we lift that right leg up. We'll bring that back down. Lift that left leg up. Good, y'all look good. And now really finding that rooting, we pick up both feet. Maybe we stay here. Maybe we can open up wide. Beautiful work. We all look like we're ready for that Netflix series on cheerleading. We'll bring the soles of our feet back together and come back down. And roll the spine back up. We'll draw the knees in towards our chest. Reach the arms forward and let's roll onto our back. Once you're on your back, take a happy baby pose. Grounding the sacrum into the earth. Outside edges of the feet we are holding on to. We can rock side to side. Maybe you lengthen out one leg and the other leg, kind of like we just did in the seated position. So release the outside edges of the feet. Bring your knees over your hips. Keep the knees bent and wrap your right leg around your left leg. Arms out to a T, we drop the knees over to the left, shift your hips towards your right. Left hand can come to your right thigh for support. Gaze at the sky or past the right hand. Uncross the legs, wrapping or bringing the feet back to the mat, and we can move the knees side to side. We'll lift up the knees over the hips again, cross left leg over right leg, right foot down to the mat, knees over towards the right, hips towards the left, gaze towards the left or up at the sky. We'll take a release of that spinal twist. And at this moment, I invite you to take any last poses or make any last movements that will help you to complete your practice. And from here, our Shavasana is our final pose. So this is the ultimate way we find our balance to allow the body and the mind to rest. Noticing all the things that are touching the earth. And then taking a moment to notice all the things that are floating in space. The ribs, your face, the toes. A soft jaw and a soft face. We inhale to our low belly. And we exhale out, releasing all effort into our final meditation. Let's begin to introduce a bit of movement into our physical body. We'll give a stretch with an inhale. Knees to chest with the exhale. And roll over to one side. As we press to an easy seat to close the class. With an inhale, we sweep the arms up to the sky. Gather that energy that you've created through your yoga practice. We place the hands together and exhale, deliver to our heart space. Big inhale into every cell and share it with your dedication. Thank you all for joining me on this Friday afternoon. I hope that you were able to find some balance in the body and the breath. And if you can do that, then we can do that in the midst of socially distancing as well. May you be well. And the light in me sees the light within each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you, ladies and